So, ladies, as I began last hour, we talked about the fact that I appeared at a Turning Point event at Virginia Tech. It was very cordial. It was very cool, I have to say. Like, great to get out there and actually talk to these young people and see what's on their minds. Some very, very smart questions, some interesting in a different way. And there's one exchange that's getting some pickup today. I'm going to play it, and then we can talk about it. One young man came, as they say, loaded for bear. Here's how that went.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, "I hate my enemies." Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not in evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not true.
DOJ just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true because
they just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you pulled
it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point. Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere. This guy was, no, let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother. Yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying, because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating. It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer.
He
and let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, "We disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place." And that's completely normal for a politician to be thinking about his political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to put his family in jail. And they tried to kill him.
Criminal. Jack Smith.
Wait. Okay, now you go.
Thank you for your time.
So that's how that went. But I would say this is not exactly this young man's fault, because on the subject of the media, that's clearly what's infected this guy's mind. He's consuming his media, we all know, from leftist media. And I'm just going to play one other soundbite. I played you the NPR thing yesterday on the Dallas ICE attack. Here's the Today, here's NBC Today on the Today Show. Here it is. Watch this. This is NBC's Priscilla Thompson, SOT 16.
And while President Trump and members of his administration are tying this attack to what they call rhetoric on the left against ICE and law enforcement, investigators on the ground here say that the shooter's motive remains unclear. In an interview with NBC News, the shooter's brother describing him as someone who didn't have strong feelings about ICE, adding he wasn't interested in politics on either side as far as he knew.
Okay, clearly the shooter's brother was wrong because he wrote down his feelings about ICE at length, according to Kash Patel, in that post that I just read to you moments ago, and wrote, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" He's been tracking ICE agents. He'd been searching for how the Charlie Kirk murder was done. He downloaded a document entitled Dallas County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management containing a list of the DHS facilities. And they go on to say further accumulated evidence to this point indicates a high degree of pre-attack planning. But anyway, hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror is good enough for me. We'll see whether NBC updates its attack or its reports. Here's just one more. This is MSNBC and SOT 17.
You can't just assume by that what was written on that shell casing that that's necessarily his motivation. He could have been doing that to thinking it was funny, trying to put law enforcement on the wrong track. This is where, when you analyze the person's phone, computer, talk to his family and friends, that you get an idea of what his motivation perhaps really was.
Cool. Does his exact writing that he wants to terrorize the ICE agents count? Like, I look forward to all of these news outlets updating their reports, Eliana. I feel like that'll happen soon.
Yeah, it reminds me of Matt Dowd, who went on MSNBC and said it could have been friendly fire, that killed Charlie, aiming right at his face, because that makes sense. So most likely scenario here with the ICE thing is that it was probably meant to divert law enforcement, all the paperwork and everything, because that makes the most sense too. I mean, look, the pattern we see is that when left-wingers commit violence, we can never know the motive for their violence. And when right-wingers commit violence, the motive is always clear. It's the right-wing rhetoric over and over and over again. Because the mainstream media, the news media, but we repeat ourselves, is motivated to obfuscate the motives of left-wingers. They are not informing, they are obfuscating.
Yeah. They do this over and over and over. Emily, there was an ABC, a shooter that went to ABC in Sacramento and started firing. And this shooter left a note that read, "For hiding Epstein and ignoring red flags, do not support Patel, Bongino, and Pambondi. They're next. CK from above," like as if it was Charlie Kirk. And again, I tweeted out, sarcastically, we may never know the motive. I mean, you can get that specific, right? And you're going to have leftists being like, I guess it's a mystery.
And we know because we went through the congressional baseball shooting in 2016 where there was no moment of pause and reflection on what happened when a crazed Bernie Sanders supporter, terrorized Republican congressmen at the congressional baseball game practice in Virginia. And so we have examples in the past of this happening. So the new cope is that they're saying, well, this is, online stuff. You can't be, they're not just like cookie cutter Democrat voters. And again, like that is just a cope. And part of what makes people so angry about the Jimmy Kimmel situation and this situation now is exactly what Eliana was just describing, the double standard. Everybody knows in their mind. It's not that, they're constructing this technical journalistic ethics case for why we don't technically know the motivations right now. It's like, we know that you would say the motivations were clear in another case. Like we get that. We know that. So please stop pretending that this is your exercise of just journalistic excellence and caution. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah, you're so right. And they're acting, Emily, like we can never know unless the shooter writes a manifesto that says, this is the exact reason why I am now going to shoot this gun. Right. Hello.
No, that would be a diversion.
Right. It was ridiculous. This is law enforcement. You've got to look at the shooter, look at what his ideology was, look what searches he was doing on the internet, and you put two and two together. They don't, in newsflash media, they don't always write down specifically, let me explain my motive. Sometimes you have to figure it out. And in these particular cases, it's obvious. It is literally written down on the bullets. That's what's driving me insane, Eliana, is that they can write it on the bullet casings, and we still have to listen to this dishonest leftist media give us this bullshit about motive. Who knows?
I have a super quick point just before Eliana. I remember at CPAC, this was during after the Unite the Right panic for post Charlottesville, early Trump administration. Someone spotted Richard Spencer at CPAC, and what CPAC went through. White supremacist. Yeah, to get him the hell out of CPAC immediately. We do not see the equivalent of. That example just popped into my mind, but the right immediately was like, holy smokes, we have to purge Richard Spencer literally physically from this conference. And that is, I think, an instructive example of where the double standards have real effects.
Go ahead, Eliana.
No, I think you're exactly right. And it's in every single outlet. And I think what the left and the mainstream media don't realize is that this has become a joke among people like us. Like, we pull out the lines in the New York Times report, in the Hill, in the ABC News broadcast. We're copying and pasting them to each other, every line they write, where authorities are still searching for the motive. And we're laughing about it because it is laughable.
Did you know gold is up around 40% this year? 40! That's not speculation, that is reality. And if a portion of your savings is not diversified into gold, you could be missing the boat. Here are the facts. Inflation is still high. The US dollar is still weak, and government debt is still growing. This is why central banks are flocking to gold. They're the ones driving prices up to record highs, but it's not too late for you to buy gold. You're not too late to get in on this. From Birch Gold Group, and to get in the door now. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. You can do it in whole or in part. You don't pay one dime out of pocket. Just text MK to 989898 and claim your free info kit. There's no obligation, just useful information. The best indicator of the future is the past, and gold has historically been a safe haven for decades. So text MK to 989898 right now to claim your free info kit on gold. That's MK to 989898. Protect your future today with Birch Gold. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.